Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of, or no, this is for mid-May. I keep making that mistake today. So what else is new? But Aquarius, we're just going to see what's going on for you in mid-May. In your first row for your current general energies, you have this card that says, Believe in the Impossible. It says blue moon on it. And the moon here could represent something impossible because there are some mountains in the background of the moon. The moon, of course, can represent fears, anxiety, illusions, fantasies, secrets, things like that. But nowhere on the moon does it say stop. The moon actually says keep working towards the mountains because the mountains represent achievement. The moon just really represents the fact that maybe you aren't exactly sure how you're going to accomplish something in your life. But again, the moon kind of says that you need to keep working anyway. You need to keep working towards it. Again, everything on the moon, like even these two pillars, those two pillars are a warning to the fool, and they basically warn the fool of him getting off of his path. So, those pillars say, like, don't get distracted by some sort of shiny object if you're working towards something or if you're trying to create something in your life. It says keep pushing forward. Don't get distracted by, shiny objects or whatever. Again, every card in this deck is upside down, by the way, just so you know. So that's why I'm flipping them over. But let's see here. You have the moon, and again, you have that believe in the impossible card. The moon, I think, sometimes does exist up here, obviously, and we need to bring it down to earth. So, sometimes I do feel that the moon can represent something that we need to manifest here on earth so that we can be more successful. And I definitely get that feeling for you. You also have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands can represent quick success or a quick conclusion. So I do feel there is like success, of course, coming in for you with the Eight of Wands. Can also represent communication as well. And again, if you want love, by the way, I do feel there could actually, if you look at this reading, like, you have the Page of Cups here, the Hierophant going down this way. I wouldn't necessarily call it a love reading, but I do feel there could be love coming in for you. I think what's more important with the Eight of Wands is like what you focus on. The Eight of Wands traditionally was the arrows of love, like meaning we tell the universe what we want in love. The universe responds with sign, symbols, synchronicities. But, like Esther Hicks calls it your rockets of desire, meaning you're constantly telling the universe what you want in life, and the universe is responding with sign, symbols, synchronicities, inspirations, and all that. So definitely a time of manifestation for you. And, literally we go to the Magician right here. So I would say I would be using your powers of manifestation if I were you, Aquarius. You have the Ten of Swords. Could have been, some of you maybe have experienced a difficult ending, but this can represent a blessing. He's making a blessing with his hands right here, and it's the same symbol that the Hierophant, which you have right here, is making with his hands. So, I feel like after a difficult ending, if you have experienced a difficult ending, there could be a blessing that's coming in for you. I personally, I know everybody reads the Ten of Swords as like a bad card, but personally, he's dead. It doesn't get much worse than that, right? He has reached rock bottom. It's not like in tens represent the end. So I personally do not consider it to be that bad of a card. And what I would just say with that Ten of Swords is I feel like you're like moving on from something from the past. Could be anything. Doesn't have to be love. And you're like transforming, literally. We see it like this whole bottom row. Are you kidding? Death to the Chariot. It's like you're leaving something behind. Magician is a reinvention. It kind of represents changing yourself. So, I feel a lot of you are just kind of like moving on from things. But I do feel like you need to dream big with that believe in the impossible card. Since Neptune and Pisces, I've been telling people, it's like I would take any goal, wish, or dream you have and multiply it by 1,000. If there was ever a time where you could manifest something that you see as impossible, it would be right now. With the moon, you have the Seven of Swords. Again, I would be careful of a past person here. It could be like a liar, cheater, stealer. This retrograde has been like one of the worst I've seen for, exes coming back or, liar, cheater, stealers coming back. I'm wondering if people are getting their karma. It's almost like saying to me, because of the way this is happening in these readings, it's like almost saying to me, like, these people could be getting their karma, so they're just like looking to apologize so they stop getting their karma, right? You get what I'm saying? With the Eight of Wands, you have the Page of Swords. Yes, I mean, could be someone who's spying on you, who communicates with you or is going to communicate with you. Again, definitely could be a past person, but, could be anything. Take it how it resonates. So, definitely something to think about here. I would be careful. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yep. I feel like it's time to let go for some of you. Again, if you, it's like time for this person really to let go is what I would say. Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to something. And, I feel like some of you, this is about kind of releasing something from the past with that Four of Pentacles. But again, there could be like an element of karma, because like this way we go to the Death card, but you have the Justice card. Same thing this way as well. This would tell me that now someone's coming in wanting to work on a team with the Three of Pentacles. Like basically now all of a sudden that you're gone, if this is a person, it's like now they want to do the team thing, but it's like, well, they had their chance. So, I feel like it's time to let this go. Next, you have this overcoming challenges. Love it. It literally says a triumph will bring great changes. Let yourself be open to victory. Love it. You have this angels are watching. It says there's nothing to worry about. Angels are watching over you, so you are protected at this time. Again, I don't know. I kind of lost track there. I don't know if I finished what I was saying about Neptune and Pisces, by the way. So what I was saying about Neptune and Pisces, because I think it's important, by the way, is that you have to have that big dream, 1000x dream. Again, are you going to get 1,000 times what you wanted? No, you're probably going to get 100 times what you want than what you wanted. But that's better than what you originally wanted. So I keep telling people, dream big. Come up with some crazy ass dream. It could be in business and work and any area of your life, and start working towards it. It's like it's not going to just magically happen for you. You're going to have to put the work in. But if you do, you'll be very successful in the future. But clearly you're overcoming some sort of obstacle here. You have the Page of Cups, the Justice card, and the Hierophant. The Page of Cups, of course, could be like a love offer coming in for you. Doesn't have to be, just it could be. And so I feel there could be a love offer here. I also feel that for some of you, it's just a new opportunity. He has this fish in the cup right there, and I always say with the Page of Cups that fish might not exist. It might be part of his imagination, and so I always say, like, he needs to grab onto that fish by making it happen, by grounding something in reality, which is like this right here. It's almost like the path has been cleared for you, is like what I feel like saying in your reading. It's like maybe you've tried to start a business or tried to accomplish a goal in the past and things just didn't work out for you. But the Six of Cups to me can be a gift from the universe, and the gift we usually receive is kind of like obstacles being removed from our life. So, and then you have the Chariot, which is like setting yourself apart or moving in a new direction, Aquarius. So I feel like there are some like pretty big opportunities for you to, move forward here. And it's almost like the path has been cleared. You do have the Justice card. So again, you could be getting justice, or you could be seeing someone get their karma. I definitely feel that. Again, this Mercury retrograde has been like crazy for like karma and things like that. So definitely something to think about here. Next, you have the Hierophant. I almost just said the High Priest. The Hierophant is the High Priest in some decks, but, the Hierophant. So, again, I feel like this is talking about the blessings that are coming in for you. And clearly, this card here says a triumph will be great change. It says it will bring great changes. Let yourself be open to a victory. So, it's like clearly the universe wants to bless you, but I feel like you have to be open to receive those blessings, right? Let's see. Again, you need to believe in the impossible. So, that's part of the problem here. You have that angels are watching you, and it's like if you have some sort of crazy big goal, wish, or dream, but you're not getting started because you're worried that something is going to happen, then you're not open to the blessings. I feel like this is saying get started on whatever it is that you want to get started on, whether it's love, business, or otherwise. Doesn't matter. It could be your health, right? It's like saying start working towards that goal because the universe wants to support you. With the Page of Cups, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yes. I feel like you're able to take care of yourself. I have the word lessons popping into my head as well with this card. It's almost as if you've just learned like a ton of lessons, like all at once. And so I think maybe you specifically, I've said this to you before, Aquarius, that if you go back to like last May or like April, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit earlier, but for most of you, I would say starting in April of last year, I think you just had like a condensed lessons like all at once, and it could be in any area of your life, and it's like that energy is letting up, but I feel like it's made you very independent, able to take care of yourself. You've learned a lot over the last like year or so. With the Justice card, you have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, the universe wants to bring you something great, especially if you do want love. I feel like the universe is bringing you someone who really wants to work on a team, but it's definitely a new person. And again, I feel like you have to let go of this past person, for sure. The other thing I would say is if you don't want love, and even if you do, I feel like there's just more fulfillment. You're just feeling better to me. And again, I think you've had a lot of condensed lessons, if that makes sense. And leaving that period of time is making life easier or better. With the Hierophant, you have the Four of Wands, marriage. So again, if you do want love, clearly this is a good love route. You could be going from single to getting into a relationship with a person that you could marry. I'm not going to say you're going to marry him this month. It probably will be like over the next, period of time. however long that is, but you could be meeting a person that you're going to commit to or marry to, right? Next, you even have this official person with this child here. I kind of feel like some of you could be having children, but I don't really feel like that's what this is talking about. Although you do have the Six of Cups here. So again, if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful for sure. You don't have the Empress yet. That could change. So again, if we see the Empress, then we know we have to worry here, but not yet. So I would say, but if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful. But intuitively, I more feel like this is talking about the birth of something new with the child and the Six of Cups. And it could be an official like relationship, a person coming in for you where it's like an official relationship, or maybe that you're literally attracting an official person, like someone who is an official or something like that. So, I feel like you could be attracting a solid connection with this energy. If you're not looking for love, again, I feel like you are the official person. I feel like you are regardless, because this is why. Because you have the Three of Pentacles here. The Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. It literally represents going above and beyond in your like career, in your business. Up here we have a fire triangle right here. And right here we have a water triangle right below the fire triangle on the Three of Pentacles. So that water triangle kind of represents his imagination. He like did extra work. He went above and beyond. So that's why he's receiving recognition for the work that he did on the Three of Pentacles. And again, I feel like there's a lot of recognition coming in for you if you do the extra work, or if you just get started. Like some of you, going into the Two Wands here, that Two Wands is clearly telling me you need to like kind of leave a comfort zone and do maybe some things that you've never done before. I'll just give you an example. Like on this channel, like when I first started this channel, my readings were like 5 minutes long, something like that. Although to be fair, I started over 8 years ago. And again, like over 8 years ago, most of the readers only did like 5-minute readings. They weren't these like 20-minute long, crazy ass readings that we do nowadays, right? But when I started going above and beyond and I started doing the like 20-minute readings, my channel really took off, right? So, it's like I kind of have that feeling for you here, Aquarius, where it's like encouraging you. I'm not saying you have to like grind your face off, as I always say, but what I would say is, if you could just do a little extra work, or if you're launching a project, or if you're starting a business, doing something a little extra could be very beneficial. I also get in love. Like you could be attracting a person who really goes above and beyond, for sure. So you could be attracting a person who really can like work on a team. You have the Six of Cups here. Again, I do get like a childlike connection, so I don't really feel this is I do, feel that there could be a past person that you're dealing with, but overall, I feel like this is talking about a childlike connection. Again, I feel just like a very sweet, passionate, kind of caring person, someone who's very playful as well, so like not so serious, doesn't take things too seriously. It's like, I'm sure you've all been with, that type of person who gets butthurt over every little situation that happens in the relationship, like a real baby. And that could be the past person. Maybe the past person was a real baby, right? And I feel like this is someone who's just like lighthearted. They don't, they don't get upset about every little thing. They're just more go with the flow type of energy is what I'm getting here. So I feel like that's what you could be attracting. Again, more importantly than love, I feel like this is saying that there is a change that is happening. And it's almost like the universe is kind of like clearing the way for you to move towards this right here. The Chariot is all about setting yourself apart. He's leaving behind the city behind him, and he's going, who the hell knows where he's going? He doesn't even know where he's going. He's allowing the universe to guide him. He's like just trusting that the universe is guiding him in the right direction. And so that is, even though that card represents Cancer, it doesn't matter. That to me is totally Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius is like just innovation, trying new things, moving in new directions. You have the Death card here, so clearly there could be some sort of transformation happening in your life at this time. I do feel like some of you could see the death of an establishment. Again, the king is dead under the Death card, the Death Rider here, and the dead king on the Death card says that even kings die, meaning like even situations that you don't think are. Well, even there are situations that you might think will last forever, but they might not, right? And so this could say that there's some sort of establishment that is crumbling in your life. It could literally be something stupid, like maybe your favorite restaurant is closing in town, right? and or something like that. And I remember, I moved away from Seattle, but I had this favorite Thai restaurant that I love to go to. And my brother and I came out here last summer just to visit, and it burned down. Like worst day ever. It totally ruined my trip because I didn't get to have my favorite Thai food, right? But what I would say here is, again, Pluto going from Capricorn to Aquarius is literally the death of establishment. So, there could be something that happens. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Emperor here. So again, you're going to have to take the lead on anything that you're working on. You have 2 cards of leadership here. And, so that's really all I'm getting here. And you're also going to have to take action on something that you want to create. With the Six of Cups, you have the Sun. Are you kidding? Best card in the deck. A lot of happiness going in this direction here. That pretty much is telling me that, you basically need to, pay attention to things that make you happy. The Sun, sometimes I feel like, yeah, the Sun is a good card. Don't get me wrong. You're clearly leaving a moon period here. By the way, you have the moon, and then you go to the Sun, which kind of represents going from uncertainty, doubt, fear, secrets to clarity. But sometimes I feel like the Sun is a little bit more mundane, a little bit more boring in a good way. It just like shines a light on things that you're interested in. And that's what I feel like is happening here going in the Chariot, is that the Sun could just be, like, you could just be noticing the things that make you happy or, bring happiness or joy or enlightenment into your life. And this is basically saying, move towards those things. Move towards the things that bring you joy. Because again, right now, like I said, I feel like there isn't so much clarity as there is. We need to trust the universe, which the Chariot is, this whole entire reading is kind of encouraging. With the Death card, you have the Knight of Wands. Yes, I feel like you could be ending, just inconsistent energies at this time. So that's it. Anything inconsistent. Next, you have this Ebb card. This is from the Threads of Fate Empyrean Oracle. Full disclosure, I have a business relationship with Threads of Fate. They're launching 3 new decks, and again, this video isn't sponsored by them, but I feel like you should know that I do have a business relationship with them. But again, if you're interested, they're launching 3 awesome new decks that are linked down below. You can definitely check those out. But again, this Ebb card, it kind of represents things that ebb and flow. And right now, maybe you've been in this like period of like stagnation, or things have kind of contracted. And I feel like you're about to expand. We literally see that with the Two of Wands. You have the Two of Wands, the Magician, and the Chariot. The Two of Wands kind of represents expansion, not like as much as the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion, but the Two of Wands, it kind of does. Number one, it can represent progress, and I do feel you are making progress, but it represents expansion because he needs to leave the top of that castle. He is standing at the top of his castle. He earned his right to be there, but he, has the whole world in his hands. It's like he could create so much more if he got out into the world. So I feel like this reading is talking about a time of expansion. You have the Magician as well. I feel like you can attract whatever you want into your life at this time. So definitely a time for you to use your powers of manifestation, or to, look into manifesting things that you want. I always pull the card he's pointing to. I feel like he's pointing to this one right here. What do you know? You have the Spirit World card. It says your spirit guides are sending you helpful people and opportunities your way. This whole entire reading has basically said that you are being guided towards something greater. And even at that, we have the Chariot. And again, the Chariot, these 2 Sphinxes here, Sphinxes represent mysteries, but there are no reins attaching those Sphinxes to the Chariot. And so it kind of represents the fact that he is just trusting that the universe is going to lead him in the right direction towards his, new beginning. And, so really he's trusting in the universe. And, he also has this card also represents as above, so below, because he has these stars in his canopy above his head, and he has these moons on his shoulders right here. So it represents as above, so below. So he's just using his powers of manifestation, like the Magician, to attract what he wants. He's even holding a wand that looks like the Magician's wand as well. So I feel like using your powers of manifestation would be a good idea. But clearly, I feel like the universe is trying to guide you. I just feel like you have to move in those directions and like not resist it. We are definitely in like a little bit of a magical time. And what I mean by that is like if you just take the first step, the universe will move out of your way. I keep encouraging people to take risks right now, because it's like we live in a time where it's like if you want to do something, you're probably not going to have the money to do it. But it's like, how can you do it without money? How can you just get started? Like if you want to start a business, or if you want to move, right? Then people are always like, I don't know how to do that. What do you mean? How do you do it without money? I'm always like, well, okay, like if you want to move, just start researching the place you want to move. Just start doing research on it. Start learning about it. Try to get a job where you're moving. You never know, right? It's like people don't even try these things. People always tell me, they're like, I get tons of comments where people are like, oh, that doesn't work, right? But it's like my brother and I, when we moved to Seattle, he literally got a job. We weren't even planning on moving to Seattle in the first place. He got a job while we were out here visiting. We were just here on vacation. This was years ago when we first moved to Seattle, and we were just visiting. We had no plans of moving here, but then we were like, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we moved here? He literally went on a job interview and got hired that day. So it's like, don't tell me that it doesn't work, because it totally does. And if you don't try, then you're just being lazy, because you're just saying, oh, like I'm not even gonna try. because it just doesn't work, right? So I would encourage you to try the things, take risks, try to get a job, take the first step. Again, if you don't have the money to start a business, start researching and start talking about it on YouTube, right? Make the money. Do something, because again, squeaky wheel gets the grease right now. We have to, again, there is no other way. The reason I'm so passionate about doing this and taking these actions is because there's never been a time where it's like your actions are worth more. These actions, you will get paid more in the future by the universe if you take the steps. But if you just sit there and like, oh, it doesn't work, then you are going to go the opposite direction, whatever that is. With the Two of Wands, you have the Three of Cups, definitely a celebration and happiness coming in for you. This is a very good reading. With the Magician, you have the Ten of Cups. Yes, fortune after difficulty. I feel there are a lot of good things coming in after a difficult period of time. A lot of happiness, joy, abundance, just good stuff. So, I really like where this is going for sure. With the Chariot, you have the Hermit. The Hermit is about being in hermit mode. I do feel like it's time for you to get out into the world. Chariot, it's time for you to set yourself apart and try new things. But other than that, really amazing reading here, Aquarius. We're going to pull 5 main themes now, and we're going to see what else, if I can not drop all the cards, then we're going to see what else is coming up for you here. But just wanted to give that another good shuffle. You have this authority card. I definitely feel some of you could be becoming an authority. If you want to become an authority figure, I'm getting that you should start working towards that, because I feel like it could be a really good time for you to become an authority figure. You have this indecision every single reading I do for you. I'm pretty sure in your last reading you had this indecision card. So I feel like you need to make decisions, or you need to be more bold and assertive, and just kind of take those first steps. Again, if you're not sure what direction to go in, I feel like the problem is that you're not paying attention to feedback. It's like sometimes I think people in relationships, for example, they just they never let the relationship get anywhere because they don't trust themselves. Maybe you've been hurt in the past, right? And maybe you're afraid to take those steps because you don't know what feedback to pay attention to. But again, I would say pay attention. It works the other way as well. It's like when a person shows you who they are, and if they're not giving to the relationship, pay attention to the feedback and leave, right? It's like, again, something I'm super passionate about, because I do think there are a lot of illusions in the astrology right now. So we can get caught up in relationships that never go anywhere, that just waste our time. But if we pay attention to feedback, then that won't happen. We can get hurt badly in relationships, and then we can be worried about future relationships, but you have to pay attention to the feedback. If you put energy in, do you get energy back? Does the person actually put work in? Do they try, right? Are they willing to communicate? It's like there are certain things that we all want in a relationship. Do they do those things? If the answer is no, leave. It should be obvious. So, I feel like you need to start paying attention to feedback, and this goes for business, relationships, everything. You have this generosity card, so I feel like the universe wants to be generous with you. The universe wants to push you forward. You have this caution card here. I would be careful of other people's opinions if I were you, Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius rising. I also have Mercury in Aquarius as well. And, basically I've been really paying attention to not listening to what other people say because of that. That's literally the reason. And it's not that I'm ignoring people or anything like that, but it's like if someone gives me advice and they don't know what they're talking about, then I don't listen to the advice, right? And I'm just very careful with the advice that I receive just in general. And, this could be people's opinions, whatever. And I always make sure, does that resonate with me, or is that just someone who has no clue what they're talking about, right? Next, you have this, and finally, you have this adaptability card. Yeah, we are in a time where we have to be super adaptable. We have to look for multiple ways of doing things to be more successful. And that's exactly what I would do here. But this is a really good reading, Aquarius. Love it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.